Hey, this is Dennis. I want to get back in our Bible study. Yesterday, at the very end of chapter 12, and we're in the book of 1 Corinthians. But at the very end of chapter 12, verse 31, Paul said, "Yet show I unto you a more excellent way." So Paul here in chapter 13 is going to be talking about this most excellent way. And what is that? It's charity. You know, in all these years going to church, I'd always heard in the church that charity is just love. Well, for the first time, I looked up the definition of charity. And the first one I came up with is a selfless, unconditional love for God and one's neighbor. Reminds me of where the Bible talks about the greatest commandment, to love your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself. The Webster Dictionary's definition, a general term for love, benevolence, and goodwill for both God and humanity. So to me, that's saying the same thing as the first one, that you truly love your God and your neighbor, everybody out here, humanity. Then it goes on to say generosity to the needy, alms giving, and acts of kindness. So we'll start here with verse 1. Paul says, "Though I speak with tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as a sounding brass or tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity is long-suffering and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity," and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, but in the King James it says vaunteth not itself. And I looked that word up, and it says it doesn't boast or brag. A person who has true charity doesn't boast or brag. And it's like we look at verse 3 here. It said, "Though I bestow all my goods to the poor and have not charity, I'm nothing." Some people, they doing a lot of good works. And this person here, they're giving everything, all their goods to feed the poor, but they don't have charity. But some of those I've seen in the church, they doing a lot of good works, but they want to get up in front of men and boast and brag about, "Oh, I did this for God and I did that for God." They want to be seen by men. But I read about in the Bible, when you give alms, don't let the left hand know what the right hand does. Do it in secret, and God will reward you openly. Does not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not evilly provoked, thinketh not evil, rejoiceth not in the iniquity, or rejoices not in sin, but rejoices in the truth. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, enduring all things. Charity never faileth. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether they be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part, but when that which is perfect is come," and I'm thinking when he says that in verse 10, he's talking about Jesus. Because he's the only perfect person I know. When Jesus returns. Verse 10, we'll read it again. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things, for now we see through a glass darkly. But then, when Jesus returns, I'm saying that, but here it says, but then face to face, when we get face to face with Jesus, now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known. So I'm thinking when we get to heaven, when we get face to face with Jesus, we won't know it in part. We're going to know everything. And now abideth faith, hope, and charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity. And I like that one definition here where they both say it. A selfless, unconditional love for God and one's neighbor. God bless y'all. I hope you have a good day today.